Hey, it's Tiffany Harelik, and I'm here to give you your astrology forecast for, let's see, March 18th through 24th of 2024. I hit record before the camera was off. Sorry about that. We're building up to the eclipse here. So the eclipse is March 25th. So this week is like the crescendo of energy that's going into the Libra eclipse, right? Relationship, good vibes, 2 month in the numerology, learning from each other, making the most of the relationships that we have, seeing what's coming full circle. All of those types of vibes are intensifying. But let's stay in this week the best we can. There's kind of I call it popcorn energy in the skies because there's a little of this, a little of that, and it's also like let's just sit back and watch and enjoy the show, right? So March 18th, Mercury, our Mercury mindset, the way we think, is opposing the South Node. It's conjunct the North Node, so it's right next to this point of destiny or future. There's probably some internal shifts going on here, March 18th, a natural letting go, a natural cutting of the cords, a natural cutting away of lifeless material or things that are not life-giving to you, maybe an energy surge, but I feel like it's really connected here into the equinox energy. So March 19th, we have our equinox. The sun will enter Aries. And it looks like I pulled an Einstein quote for this. The true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained liberation from the self, right? The sun in Aries. So this is all about liberation from the self, self-righteousness, selfishness, there can be negative forms of the self that we do need liberation from, that we need freedom from. So independence, enthusiasm around just being, I can't think of another way to say it, just free from the conditions of the mind, surrendering to your higher power. All of these things are very powerful themes to work with during the equinox season. So I also want to call your attention here the next day, March 20th, Mercury will be conjunct Chiron in Aries. So healing thoughts, healing vibes, healing the mind. Wayne Dyer says there's a difference between knowing about God and knowing God, right? There's a difference between me telling you how to ride a horse and you sitting your butt in the saddle and going for a ride, right? So having these real life experiences that you can speak from the heart about versus being book smart. You know what I mean? It's the healing journey is best shared from your personal perspective, from the things that you've really been through, so that you can share that with somebody else that needs to know that they too can move mountains, that they too can overcome the obstacles in front of them because you have, you know? And so, what's your story? What's your testimony? What's your journey like? Is this a good time for you to be reflecting on it, writing it down, things like this? Sun is sextile Pluto March 21st. So that is very empowering for you. It's when you are more resourceful, when you are more vital, where you feel stronger. It could be a time when people are really just reinventing themselves. And then, here March 21st, 22nd, things get a little bit more popcorn again in the sky. Venus is going to conjunct Saturn and Pisces on March 21st. And this is one of those transits. It's like, it kind of gives astrology a bad name because it's like, oh, it could be that you break up or that you get together. Cool. Thanks for the astrology forecast. You know what I mean? But here's why, right? So all of the planets have a certain energy, a certain archetype. That's why they all make sense. They were all in the sky when all of us were born. And so we're all born under the same sky with these planets that have archetypes of teachers, throughout our lives. And each of these can behave poorly or positively based on our mindset, based on the frequency, based on the soup we're swimming in, right? Based on many, many things, based on evolution, your past lives, all of this. Your belief systems, your faith, I could go on apparently. Um, but then there's also like, if you take all of the layers of what's possible with Venus conjunct Saturn and Pisces, one element could be that Venus, love, and Saturn, duty, responsibility, commitment, could be that people are really wanting to get married. And we have some surprise um, what do you call it? Engagements coming up, right? With this Libra eclipse rolling into gear here. So it could be that it's like, we want to make a commitment. This is our lifetime. We're in a sacred contract together. It could be the finance side of Venus that shows up with Saturn, duty, discipline, directness, long-term thinking, and you're making some investments financially for something long-term for your future, right? It could be the fear side of Saturn, where things cut like a knife and it's time to lose something. It's time to stop pouring money and heart into something that's not paying off for you. So some people are in our lives for a reason and a season and a lifetime. This is it could be a breaking point for some people. It could be a coming together point for some people, right? It just depends. What's your karma? What's your choice? How are you rolling the love and money dice these days? Mars is going to enter Pisces March 22nd through April 30th. Mars is a fire planet. It's not super comfortable when you douse them in a water sign, right? There can be some steam. There can be some sensuality with that, but there can also be some frustrations. I think about, like, my mom was an Aries and I'm a Scorpio. And so I'm a water sign. She's a fire sign. So sometimes there could be some heat transferred between us, right? So depending on where this lands in your chart, you could notice some subconscious emotions bubbling up that need to process through. It could be that you need to let off some steam. It could be that you're low on energy and that you need to Mars actively Pisces relax. So active relaxation techniques could be useful for some of us. Mars rules that animus, that primal life force energy, that divine masculine. It could be that there's something that it needs to be focused on, right, in those themes and departments. March 24th, Venus is going to sextile Jupiter. So Venus and Jupiter working together in an open door frame. That can be wealth, that can be abundance, that can be growth, that can be exponential. And so just remember, whatever you pour your heart into, it comes back to you tenfold, thousandfold, exponentially every time. No doubt about it. You can trust that law of the universe. Sometimes it's not our timing that the things start coming back to us, but just pour your heart in innocently, and the things that are making sense to you, that are paying back. Look for the green lights, right? Don't do things to get something, but just know that you will, right? Know that you're going to be provided for, supported, loved, divinely seen. Mars sextile Venus on March 24th. I would circle that as the best day of the week. So let's just take a little fun oracle card and see if we can get any extra insight or wisdom for this week for anybody out there watching that just has a question top of heart that needs a little extra something. I think we pulled this one 2 weeks ago. I am becoming a better person every day. I'm becoming a better person every day. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not doing, there's no mistakes, but each day, right? Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. That one, every morning a new sunrise, every morning a new opportunity to face east and say, thank you for this precious human life. Thank you for this moment to be alive. I'm becoming better every day, right? What am I devoted to? Okay, I hope you guys have a great week. Hope you use the astrology in your favor, right? And just take a deep breath, let the emotions move through, and see what's there when everything settles out. All right, namaste.